attribute of Allah, Haq, which is called truth as well as it is an attribute of Allah. For example, beauty is not an attribute of Allah. Rahm is not an attribute of Allah. Allah is Rahim. But Haq means truth. And it is an attribute of Allah. That is straight truth is Allah and Allah is truth. So this is so fundamental. So if somebody is truthful, he is bound to end up in ultimate, what they call translate falah as, how do you translate falah? But not necessarily, that's American. Ultimate deliverance or salvation, that's right. I meant salvation. This led to ultimate salvation. Because this is very important, truth is.
So these points are really for the people who are already believers of God, and it doesn't mention say La ilaha illallah, that you should know this, and then it's so really for the believers to keep away from the evil, and then they can enter paradise. My conclusion that is that these 6 points is to keep you away from the evil, and really for the people who are already followers of religion.
Exactly. Because he is rendering this advice to his followers,
yes,
to Muslims, and he is promising them the paradise, not to non-believers.
Right.
So yes, no.
Okay.
That is understood, of course.
Yes.
But in a way, they can also be covered by the benefits, by the beneficence of this promise. Because those people who are truthful and who have these fundamental good points in them, they are the people generally, when you give them the message they accept. Because a truthful person always does truth. And who by habit is truthful, if you can make a message of truth to him, he is more likely to accept it than anybody else. So in that manner, in that way, it also applies to non-believers. That with these fundamental attributes or good habits, I promise them Jannah in either case. If the message of the truth is not available to them and they die, and they have these qualities, then they are bound to go to heaven because of this promise. And if the message is conveyed to them and they are truly truthful, then it's impossible for them to reject that truth. Because truth does not reject truth. This is why Hazrat Masih Maud has said that जिसकी फितरत नेक है आएगा वो अंजाम का. Who in nature is truthful and honest and good. Fitrat neek means all this. So आएगा वो अंजाम is bound to come to it ultimately. So in a way this is all comprising. Any other question, please? Or someone with good voice who wants to sing the poem of the Muslim Islam?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes.
But how do we know that your voice is good? Do you have a testimony of some sort?
Actually, I want to.
No, that I agree. You want to. But there is what is the guarantee for the people to remain sitting while you are singing?
I will start with this.
Okay. After this question, please. You nothing again? But there are questions.
I beg your pardon, sir. It's very embarrassing for me to get up every time and ask something.
Why?
Just I feel embarrassed.
You never ask embarrassing questions.
Well, sir, in persuasion. pursuance of yesterday's discourse about, I won't call it unnatural, I won't call it unnatural, but out of the way birth of Jesus Christ, I would like to know that why, after all, it was made so difficult for the Jews to believe in him. First of all, by giving him a birth which was out of the way of all the past, which was not at that time natural, and the phenomenon was not understood. One. And second, Jesus Christ started talking parables. In parables. Thirdly, but we are shown and we are told, I should say, that Jesus Christ was very hot-tempered.
According to the Bible and the Quran, occasionally,
he was very hot-tempered.
No, not very hot-tempered. He was very mild and very condescending. According to the testimony of the Bible, even when he 3 or 4 occasions, he is known to be hot-tempered. But that is not the right phrase to explain.
Yes, it's always a bad manner, you see, to tell somebody in a hot temper, but I don't find a bad word.
He is known to be sharp in tongue in certain instances.
Even at the last moment, you see, when he was on the cross, you see, he was not very polite and kind to his mother. Now, putting all these things together, I would like to know, you see, first of all, what was the reason of his being born without a parent father? And secondly, after his advent, why he was not polite and all that to his people, so that, you see, his acceptance by others could have been made more easier and pleasant.
This is the same objection as raised against the Muslim by the present opponents to the Muslim. And they say he is very sharp of tongue, he is short-tempered, and he indulges in invectives against us and calls us bad names. And number one, the similarities between Masih, first Masih and the second Masih continue to be the same, even in this respect. It was alleged against him as well as it was alleged against Hazrat Masih Maud. Now, you are in a better position to justify the first Messiah's behavior in the light of your knowledge of Hazrat Masih Maud's character. They pick a few things out of context and thereby try to prove that Hazrat Masih Maud was very harsh of temper, and their books are blackened with these allegations. While you know as an Ahmadi, you having read Hazrat Masih Maud's literature and having known his biography, you know that he was exactly the opposite. Yet at times he had to lash at others. And those are the times, knowing the background, now we can assess that those are the times when the enemy would not understand any other language. He deserved it very much. He earned it so much that ultimately he got that harsh treatment from a man who was the mildest of heart. This is exactly true of the old Messiah. You know the present day Mullah, but you don't know the old day Jewish Rabbi. If you project yourself into the language of the present day Mullah and the false allegations and continuous barrage of lies, unending barrage of lies against Ahmadis and against Ahmadiyyat and Hazrat Masih Maud, consciously and knowingly, times come when it is impossible not to hit back in the same coin, just to give them a taste of what they are doing. We can't tell lies, but we can be firm in our answer and retort, and our retort sometimes can be biting, because that is the only